It's such a special day. It's been a long time in the making. So yeah, almost 2 years since we embarked on the Housing Affordability Task Force and came up with the general concept. But there've been thoughts around a new model for quite some time, so it's pretty exciting.
And this really is a day of national significance, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is a pilot for New Zealand as well. So, you know, our hope is that other communities in New Zealand who are struggling to house their workers will take up the model and run with it.
Is there a danger, because you've been working so hard and so steadily, that the drama of what you've created might be lost just because it's been a steady process?
I hadn't really thought about that. No, I don't think so. I think people understand that it is a new model and it's pretty exciting. And sometimes new programs take a while to get off the ground anyway, so I don't expect it to go boom straight away and us have 1,000 homes in the next year. That is still going to take some time.
It's good news though that you're targeting 1,000 homes and you've got 600 people on the waiting list, even though 600 is a big number.
It is, and it just shows you that the demand is there, and 1,000 is not a ridiculous number. Sometimes we wonder if 1,000 is going to be enough, and in 5 years, well, we need to review that and come up with, will it be 2,000? But for now, that's the target that we've set.
And at the moment, any new developments, you're getting about 10%, which goes towards your affordable housing.
Yes, so through the special housing area process, the lead policy states that they need to make a contribution of 10% of their land, titled land, comes across to the Housing Trust. So that's pretty awesome, to be honest, for our trust. As the Housing Accord and special housing areas phase out with this government, which is potentially going to happen, the council's going to be looking to bring in inclusionary zoning itself, so it will keep that process alive.
And is this model better than what we see overseas as social housing that councils provide?
It's just different. I think social housing that councils provide is a rental model, and we do rentals as well, and we're in the public housing space as well. We provide public housing if we want to. But this is an assisted ownership program, so it's something quite different. It's for people who might be able to afford to buy their own home in Dunedin or anywhere else really in this, and certainly in the South Island, but can't, so because of the high prices here in Queenstown Lakes.
Presumably, as opposed to renting, the people who are coming into your ownership program feel a stronger sense of engagement, of community.
Yes, that's right. I think that's definitely right, and there's a stronger link to the property, that it is their home.
How does it feel handing over the keys to somebody who's been on the waiting list for a long time?
Yeah, it's probably one of the highlights of my job is that moment, and particularly someone who's been on the waiting list for such a long time. And you can see they've been grafting away, saving for a deposit, but never been able to get there on their own, and suddenly they're into their own home. And for these guys, they've got this lease for 100 years. It's pretty cool.
Even though this is a really happy day, can we be brutally honest and talk about the stresses in Queenstown, because we hear so much about development and growth and expansion, and so many communities saying it's too much, too fast. I mean, where do you think the balance should lie?
That's a difficult one, and to be perfectly honest, the Housing Trust, it's not our mandate to put forward an opinion on that. We are in the business of delivering homes on land that we receive from developers or from the council, or we purchase on our own. But you know, everyone's got their own opinion on it, and like say, it is a balancing act. It's in this district, in this city, this town, where we've got these big mountains all around us, it is difficult.
But today you'll be celebrating.
Yeah, absolutely.